to go live. It's preparing to live stream. I'm gonna go and see if I can share my screen as soon as we get live. I'll share this screen. Okay, I see Shing's. All right. Can you all see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, we're coming to the door.
Okay.
Can you all see my point?
Yeah, we can see it.
Yes.
Okay. Am I still streaming live? Okay, yes. Okay, Miss Thrash is gonna check to make sure that I am streaming live so that we are in line. Do you all hear the echo?
No,
No.
I
sounds
guess
good.
I just hear the echo. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. Okay. Good afternoon. Welcome to Ferguson's Go Team meeting, where we will follow the agenda as it has been emailed to you and publicly noted. I am pleased to call this meeting of the Ferguson Go Team to order. It is now 4:15. I will act in the capacity of interim Go Team chair for this meeting. Our first order of business is to appoint an interim secretary and call roll. Ms. Walker will serve as the interim secretary only for this meeting. Our official secretary for the 2025-2026 school year will be elected during this meeting. The interim secretary will now take the role.
Okay, I have Mrs. Blackwell. You guys can answer present, or
Present.
Mrs. Muhammad,
Present.
Mrs. Drew,
Present.
Mr. Tabercue,
Present.
Mr. Harris,
Present.
Mr. Poole,
Present.
and myself, Stacy Walker, present. Mr. Garrett,
Okay.
Mr. Garrett,
Present. I'm sorry.
and we also have Miss Diane Jacoby joining us.
Principal Blackwell, if I may, for just a moment. Hi, everybody. My name's Diane Jacoby. I'm the school governance liaison. I am just here to help and support during this meeting. And just really quickly, at this moment, Miss Muhammad, Mr. Garrett, Miss Walker, and Mr. Poole are the voting members of the Go team. During this meeting, all of the other vacancies for which I believe that Principal Blackwell has identified people to fill will become full members. But until you have been nominated and approved, please note that the only people at this exact moment who can make motions and vote on them are Williams, Garrett, Walker, and Poole. So, and then you'll be added in as people are voted. But I just want to make sure that it's clean and that all the votes are done properly to adhere to parliamentary procedure. Thank you, Principal Blackwell.
Okay. So this team, thank you. This team will only be able to take official action if a quorum is present. Ms. Walker, is there a quorum present?
Yes, there's a quorum present.
Okay. So now we will go to the next order of business, which is the approval of the agenda. Our first order of business is to approve the agenda. This was provided to you in copies. We don't have any copies because we are virtual, but you all were given a copy earlier today. May I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I motion that we approve the agenda.
I second that motion.
Are there any amendments to the agenda? All in favor, please say aye.
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 All opposed, please say nay. Okay, any abstentions? Please say abstain if you do not. Okay. We will now move to fill in vacant seats, the open community member seat and the open swing seat. Before we begin the process, I'd like to remind the Go team of the following. The principal brings forth the nominations for the vacant and open community seat. All Go team members have only one vote per seat. Individuals filling a vacant seat will serve until the conclusion of that seat's term. Individuals filling an open seat will serve for the full 2-year term. Upon approval, individuals are immediately full Go team members and may join the meeting. We will begin by filling our vacant seats. These are seats which have been vacated prior to the meeting and prior to the end of the seat's term. Individuals appointed to the seat will serve until the end of the seat's term. I have the following nominations for our Go Team's vacant seats and my rationale for the nomination. And my rationale for the nominations. So the first seat to fill, or the first nominee's name will be Miss Kelsey Parcell to fill the vacant seat as a staff member. I'm sorry, Miss Drew. That is Miss Drew. Mr. Harris, a community member. Mr. Berkios swing seat, and then Miss Tomlin as a parent.
Miss Blackwell, could
Yes.
you please do each one individually?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay, so I first nominate Ms. Drew, Kelsey Drew, to fill the vacant position of faculty and staff member. Does anyone have any comments or discussion about this nominee? Okay. So seeing that we do not have any feedback, we will now vote on the nomination. Ms. Drew for the position of faculty seat member. Voting. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All
Aye.
opposed, please say nay. Okay. Since we do not have any nays, we'll move on to the second one. I nominate Mr. Harris, Richard Harris, to fill the vacant position of community member. Does anyone have any comments or discussion about this nominee? Okay, thank you for your feedback. Since we do not have any discussion, we will now vote on the nominee. I nominate, I'm sorry, we will vote on the nominee of Mr. Harris for the position of community member. All in favor, please say aye.
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 All opposed, please say nay. Okay. Since we have no nays, Mr. Harris has it. We will now vote on the nomination. I'm sorry. I now nominate Mr. Miguel Burkia as to fill in the vacant position as the seat. Does anyone have any comments or discussion about this nominee? Okay, since we do not have any feedback or discussion from Mr. Taberkia, we will now vote on the nomination of Mr. Taberkia for the position of swing seat. All in favor, please say aye.
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 All opposed, please say nay. And lastly, I nominate Carmen Tomlin to fill the vacant position of parent. Does anyone have any comments or discussion about this nominee? Since we do not have any feedback or comments for Ms. Tomlin, we will now vote on the nomination of Ms. Carmen Tomlin for the position of parent. All in favor, please say aye.
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 All
Aye.
opposed, please say nay. Okay, and so now that we don't have any nays, um, Ms. Jacoby, do I move on since we just nominated everyone?
Yes, ma'am, that's fine. I got that. Carmen Tomlin is the parent.
Yes,
Kelsey Drew, nay Parcell is the staff. Richard Harris is the community member, and Miguel Tuberquia, I hope I didn't, is the swing member. Are those all correct, ma'am?
yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay, so we can now move on to, so we don't have any, minutes to approve from last year because they were not uploaded. So we will make sure we do our due diligence to follow protocol and procedures for the school year. So we have our next go-team meeting, we will read the minutes from this meeting, um, and make sure that we are staying on task and adhering to what we're supposed to be doing. I do apologize, for my hesitation, but there is a delay. When I speak to you, it's almost like I'm repeating myself through because I'm streaming live, so I do apologize for your hesitation.
Principal Blackwell,
Yes.
if you open up that YouTube window, you can mute that feed so you don't hear yourself.
Okay, that would be awesome because I
I know there's the feedback. I understand. It's, but yeah, if you mute that YouTube feed, then you don't hear it.
okay, let me take this for a second. Okay, this is so much better. Thank you, Ms. Jacoby, because it was a little overwhelming. Thank you so much. So I will go back to sharing my PowerPoint. Okay, so that is where we are as far as the leadership, I'm sorry, the Go Team minutes are concerned. So Ms. Jacoby, do we need to do the election of officers? Now we need to do election of officers. So now we'll move to electing Go Team officers and representatives. Before we begin the nominations, I'd like to remind the Go Team of the following. Nominations do not have to be second. A member may nominate themselves. A member may nominate more than one person for any position. A member may decline a nomination during the nomination process. Members may not serve more than 2 consecutive terms in the same officer position at the same school, and nominees do not have to leave the room during the nomination period or when a vote is taken. If there is more than one nominee per elected office, each nominee will be offered an opportunity to share why they should be elected to the seat. The newly elected officers will assume their positions starting at the conclusion of this meeting and serve until June 30th. All voting members have only one vote per seat. First, we will elect the Go Team's chair. As a reminder, the responsibilities of the chair include, but are not limited to, leading Go Team meetings, working with the principal and Go Team to develop meeting agendas, ensuring every Go Team member has an opportunity to be heard, monitoring team compliance. Now I will open the floor to receive chair nominations. Ms. Walker will record the nominations. Would any of the nominees would anyone like to nominate someone for the chair? I can only serve as chair for this meeting only. So now we need to open the floor to receive a chair nomination.
I'd like to nominate myself, Miguel Taberkia.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm gonna go with one of my old schools, Mr. Poole.
Okay. So would any of the nominees like to decline the nomination?
No, thank you.
And that is Mr. Poole?
That was Mr. Taberkia, yes.
Okay. So you're saying you would not like to decline?
Right, since I nominated myself, I don't want to decline the nomination from myself. Sorry, it's a little convoluted.
Okay.
Trying to
Mr.
follow the
Poole,
quorum.
are you also wanting to be the chair?
I'm not wanting to be the chair, no ma'am. So I
Okay.
decline.
So you decline, okay. So are there any further nominations?
Thank you for the nomination, Doug.
Okay. If there are no further nominations, I will close the floor. We will begin the confirmation process. We have one person being considered for the chair seat. The nominations for chair, or the nomination for the chair position, is Mr. Miguel Taberkia. At this time, I will offer each chair nominee an opportunity to explain why they are the best candidate for the position. Other Go Team members may ask the nominee questions before voting.
Is the floor mine to give my rationale, Ms.
Yes.
Blackwell?
It is.
Gotcha. So I've been serving as the music teacher here at Perkerson for 6 years now. I'm one of the longest serving members of the school. I communicate with all of the students, all of the parents, so I have a great understanding of the community and the needs. I have rapport with our admin and also the teachers at the school, being that I see all of them. So it's very easy for me to take everything into consideration for them. I'm very much interested in, details that come with our school, our objectives. I don't shy away from hard work in order to support our students and everyone in the building. And I'm prepared to do whatever it takes to represent our team well and just get our school to the best possible place.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Taberkia. So now we're going to move on to the vote. Please, I'm going to do I need to do a hand raise at this time, Ms. Jacoby, or can we just do aye or no?
You can do ayes or nays. That works.
Okay. So at this time, all those in favor, we're going to put it to a vote. All those in favor of Mr. Taberkia being the chair, say aye.
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 All
Aye.
those who oppose, say nay. Okay. Since we have no nay, Congratulations, Mr. Taberka. You will serve as the Go Team Chair for this school year.
For the honor and privilege. Looking forward to it.
Now we will elect the Go Team's Vice Chair. As a reminder, the responsibilities of the Vice Chair include, but are not limited to, ensuring the Go Team follows parliamentary procedure, working with the principal and chair to develop meeting agendas, acting as chair if the chair is not present. I will now open the floor to receive Vice Chair nominations. Would anybody like to nominate someone for Vice Chair?
This is Mr. Garrett. I would like to nominate myself.
Okay. Do we have any more nominations besides Mr. Garrett? Okay, Mr. Garrett, will you please offer an opportunity to explain why you are the best candidate for the position? Other Go Team members may ask the nominee question before voting.
I am my name is Satu Garrett. I'm a dedicated parent and a longtime parent of Perkerson. I have a rising fifth grader this year, and I've been with the school. He has been with the school since kindergarten. He also has a young brother, Hakeem. So I'm very well invested in the community as well as the school, and I think that I have a good rapport with the teachers and the staff at the school and the community to be able to work well with with everyone in order to foster change. So,
Awesome. So now we're ready. Thank you, Mr. Garrett, for that. Now we are ready to vote. Please say aye if you agree that Mr. Garrett should be Vice Chair of our Go Team. Aye.
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 If you do not, say nay. Since we do not have any nays, congratulations, Mr. Garrett. You will now serve as the Go Team Vice Chair for the school year.
thank you. I look forward to it.
Oh, awesome, awesome. Now we will elect the Go Team Secretary. As a reminder, the responsibilities of the Secretary include, but are not limited to, posting Go Team documents, agendas, summaries, and minutes to the website, taking minutes at the Go Team meeting, ensuring the Go Team is in compliance with the Georgia open meeting laws. We will now open the floor to receive Secretary nominations.
I'll nominate myself.
Okay, that's Ms. Muhammad. Do we have any other nominations at this time?
I'd like to nominate Kelsey Drew.
Okay. Would anyone like to decline their nomination at this time? Ms. Muhammad or Ms. Drew, would you like to decline your nomination?
No, ma'am.
Ms. Drew?
I was actually interested in being the secretary too.
You say you are?
I'm not declining.
Okay, you're not declining. Okay. So at this time, we'll have both nominees or give them an opportunity to explain why they are the best candidate for the position. Other Go Team members may ask the nominees question before voting. So we'll start with Ms. Muhammad since she was nominated first.
Okay. Due to being a seasoned Go Team member, I would like to apply for the secretary position because I don't have no type of I guess you can say what is this called when people just be in the way. I don't have distractions. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'm very in tune with what goes on at Perkerson, and when I have questions, you guys don't hesitate to answer those questions for me. So being the factor that I have been in the Go Team position for at least a year or two, I would love to be the secretary.
Okay. Ms. Drew? Or wait a minute, does anyone have any questions for Ms. Muhammad? Okay, so we'll move to Ms. Drew. Ms. Drew, you have an opportunity now to say why you should be the secretary for the Go Team for this year?
I know this is my first year on the Go Team, and I know that's not, I understand Miss Muhammad has my seniority on that, but I am very much a rules person, and one of the parts of being the secretary is making sure that we are in compliance with the rules and stuff, as well as being a note taker. I'm definitely one that's staying up on that, but I'm also just really eager to make sure I am as much of an active part of this team as I can be.
Okay, does anyone on the team have any questions for Ms. Drew? Okay, so I'm not able to see the vote. So what we'll do is we'll do a show of hand. Ms. Walker, are you able to see the hands? If they're raised?
Let me see. Can
I can-
someone give
Yeah,
an
I'll raise my
example so I
hand.
can see?
Yeah, I'll raise mine, see if it works. Are you able to see that, Miss Walker?
No, I do not see that. Where should I
I
be
see it
seeing
when
it?
you go to the participants. That way you can see everybody's screen. You go slide to the right,
Okay.
and you can see everybody. I guess you can say screen.
Oh.
His hand is up.
Okay, yes, I do see it now where I see Mr. Taberki has an image of his hand.
Okay, I am not able to vote, so at this time, we are ready to vote. We'll start with Ms. Muhammad. Remember, you can only vote once, so you have one vote. All those in favor of Ms. Muhammad, please raise your hand at this time as Ms. Walker count the number of hands raised. Ms. Walker, let me know when you're done with that.
Okay, the votes I have calculated for Ms. Muhammad.
Okay, if you would please take your hand down so that we can now prepare to raise hands for Ms. Drew. At this time, if you are voting for Ms. Drew, if you could raise your hand at this time so Ms. Walker can count. She may count.
Doesn't look like I'm seeing all the hands for voting though.
There are 2 hands up.
Yes,
3
but
hands now.
You
So-
won't see my hand because I'm a non-voting member. I can't vote.
right, but can the participants vote for themselves or we just do not?
Yes, they can vote for themselves.
Okay, so I'm not sure if either one of them voted. I don't have a vote for I don't have a
Ms.
vote.
Muhammad, did you vote?
I did not vote because I didn't know as the candidate we could vote. I never heard of the candidate voting.
Same for me.
And then also with Ms. Drew, I didn't see a vote for her.
Ms. Jacoby, can you clarify?
So candidates can vote for themselves because they're full voting members. And if you, so
I'm assuming that the candidates are going to vote for themselves. So can you just
Right,
add +1 to their vote?
Is the vote equally split then 4 and 4?
I believe it's 2 for Miss, or 3 for Miss Muhammad now, 4 for Miss Drew now.
Yes.
Okay, and then that means, I believe that means somebody's abstaining? Or is Miss?
No, it's only 2.
Well, I
remember,
don't know. Is Ms. Walker voting?
Miss Tomlin's not here, so you have 7 people, correct?
Yes.
Blackwell?
Yes.
Okay, so majority wins. So
Okay. So Ms. Drew, congratulations, Ms. Drew. You will serve as the Go Team Secretary for the school year.
Thank you.
Now we will elect the Go Team's cluster representative. Cluster representatives may also hold an office officer positions such as chair, vice chair, or secretary. As a reminder, the responsibilities of the cluster representative include, but are not limited to, attending all cluster advisory team meetings. There are approximately 3, reporting back to the GO team on the CAT or the cluster advisory team meetings. Now we will open the floor to receive cluster representative nominations. I nominate Mr. Garrett for that position. Are there any other nominations?
If she's open to it, I feel like maybe Miss Muhammad would be great for this for a lot of the reasons she said. She's, familiar with the Go team meetings. She is a parent at our school as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
that
she
would
seems
be
very
cool.
knowledgeable.
I'm gonna say no to that because I don't have no weight, which is why I just wanted to kind of sit as the secretary. So yeah, I'm gonna say no, but thank y'all for that.
Okay. Mr. Garrett, would you like to accept this nomination?
Yes, I will accept the nomination. Thank you.
Okay. If there are no further nominations, I will close the floor and we will begin the confirmation process. We have one person considered for a cluster representative seat. The nomination for cluster representative is Mr. Garrett. At this time, I will offer Mr. Garrett an opportunity to explain why they are the best candidate for the position. Other GO team members may ask the nominee questions before voting. Mr. Garrett.
I'm so I think that I'd be good for this position because I'm already a Carver cluster representative. I'm already on the task force, and I'm very much going to most of these meetings that I've been aware of going forward. So.
Okay. Are there any questions for Mr. Garrett at this time? Okay. We are ready to vote since we do not have any questions at this time. Please say aye if you would like for Mr. Garrett to represent us as the cluster representative for our GO team.
Aye.
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 Are there any nays? Okay, congratulations, Mr. Garrett. You will serve as the GO team cluster representative for this school year. So now we will move to our next item of business in reviewing and updating or confirming our GO team's public comment protocol. Public comment opportunities are available for GO teams to hear from interested members of the community. From Section 3.4 of the GO Team Handbook, opportunities for public comment shall be provided at least 4 times in the school fiscal year and noted on the GO Team's webpage and meeting agenda. GO team members will not provide responses or engage in direct conversation during public comment. Each GO team will determine a consistent method for receiving public comments and for parents and other citizens to sign up to address the team. At least 20 minutes of time will be allotted for the public to make comments at meetings where public comment is permitted, and the public will receive at least 2 business days notice of the public comment protocol. This protocol was also emailed to you all along with the agenda. Please take a moment to review our public comment protocol and information. Are there any recommendations for updates or changes to our public comment protocol? Some tips from for the public comment protocol. The GO team is not required to schedule time for public comment at every meeting. Public comment should be scheduled for major action items that will require public input or need public buy-in. Consider the schedule of the school community for those meetings that do allow public comment in order to give your community the chance to participate. Set a specific time for your public comment period. For example, we already set 20-minute segment on the agenda. Post a clear process for how individuals sign up or indicate they wish to speak. GO team members should not respond during public comment period. The public comment period is designed to gain input from the public, not for immediate response by the Go Team to the public comment presented. The Go Team should listen attentively to all comments and take the summation of the comments into consideration when making decisions. We will remind the public that a scheduled public comment period on the agenda is not the only means for providing input. If there are urgent matters that need the Go Team's attention, the school can organize information sessions, or the Go Team can schedule separate public comment meetings to gather that information from stakeholders. Do we have any updates that you would like to see made to the public comment protocol tips for Perkerson Elementary School? May I have a motion to adopt this public comment protocol?
I'll motion.
Do I have a second?
I
I'll
second the
Second the
motion.
motion.
Okay. All in favor, please say aye.
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 All opposed, please say nay. Okay. Ms. Walker is going to note who made the motion and who seconded. And so we have approved the public the public comment protocol for this school year. Now we will move to the meeting calendar. Adhering to the agenda, we will now discuss our meeting calendar for the school year. As a reminder, our Go Team is required to have at least 6 business meetings this school year. This meeting plus at least 6 more. 4 of the meetings must permit time for public comment. Meetings cannot be held during the instructional school day. Meetings must be live streamed and recorded, and meeting locations for hybrid meetings must be places which can accommodate the public. May I have suggestions, recommendations for meeting dates and times? That means
From
those
the
suggestions.
from the look of it, I want to say we are on the 4th Tuesday of the month. So is the 4th Tuesday of the month or the 3rd Tuesday of the month okay with everybody?
I would say we normally have our staff meetings on Tuesdays, and so that might run the teachers just a little tight.
So let's do 4th Thursday.
I'm okay with the 4th Thursday.
Okay.
Mhm.
So the 4th Thursday of every month.
And are we saying 4 o'clock? Is that a good time for everyone?
That's a good time for myself.
Yes.
I wouldn't be
Yes, that
opposed to
works for me.
maybe is anyone opposed to maybe going a little bit earlier, just because I know we have some parents involved, and we could set it up to go right after school if that's appropriate. If not, we could go 4.
Yeah, well, in my case as the parent, let's do 4 because I get homework done as soon as they get home so they can be out my face for this.
Gotcha.
I
That makes
agree.
sense.
Yeah, I think 4 is better. Because
And
it's
Mrs. Burker, it will also allow time for you all to leave and get home
Mm.
and stream from the house
Hmm.
on a Thursday.
Gotcha. Thank you guys for the input.
Okay. So,
Principal Blackwell?
yes.
That's fine if you wanted to set it for the 4th Thursdays, but we do recommend that you actually call out the actual dates, because as you start going through the months, we may find that there's a break or it may not align to some of those budget meetings. Because like the 4th Thursday in November is Thanksgiving, right?
Right.
So
we
So
have,
y'all want to move it to like the 3rd weekend each month? Because that is true.
I'm okay with the 3rd Thursday in each month if you guys are okay with that.
So that
I'm
would,
actually-
so I guess our next meeting would be what, September 18th if we're looking at the 3rd Thursday?
Yes, ma'am. How does
There's-
everyone else feel about the 3rd Thursday?
That's
There would
good.
be
That's
only-
great.
There would be one third Thursday that's in October. It would be October 16th. And I do believe the school is on fall break. But if we can work around that one date, I don't see a problem with the third Thursdays.
So in October, which is anybody in agreement? So maybe October 9th?
I'm okay with the 9th or the 23rd. It
I mean,
doesn't
that
matter.
is the second Thursday, but just to kind of knock it out the ballpark before the kids gonna break.
I like that plan.
I agree.
Okay, so we're saying September the 25th.
No,
The third Thursday, that'll be
Oh,
18th.
so we're moving to so we're moving all of them to the third Thursday. Okay.
Yeah,
So-
except for October. October, we doing the second Thursday.
Okay. So September
So
the
there's-
18th,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
October the 9th,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
November the 13th,
Mm-hmm.
No, November 20th would be the third Thursday.
Okay, yeah.
the 20th.
no,
Will
One.
y'all be on break for that?
that would be November
20th,
Thursday.
the
Yes,
third
okay.
Thursday, the 6th is the first Thursday, the
Thursday.
15th is the second, and the 20th is the third Thursday.
Okay,
That is the Thursday before the break.
Right.
okay. And then December,
That would be December 18th.
Okay, and then January
January
would
Be
be the 15th.
January 15th. Yeah.
Principal Blackwell, this is one of those dates where this is up to you. We have been, okay, so first off, everybody, just a disclaimer, finance controls the budget process. They set the dates, they set the timelines. So we just give guidance based off of history to try to set you all up for success. We have been told that principals will receive their budget allocations on January 14th. So Principal Blackwell, it's fine for you all to hold a meeting on January 15th, so long as you feel comfortable going over the funds that you've been allocated. You don't present a draft budget at that time. The draft budget will come later. That first allocation meeting is solely talking about these are the funds we've been allocated, and this is how we got here. So it's up to you if you feel comfortable doing that on the 15th, the day
Yeah.
after you get your budget.
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for letting me know. The only issue we have with February is that third Thursday falls on the winter
Oh, I
break.
mean, yeah, break, right? So y'all want to do it February 12th?
I like that.
Okay.
can you repeat that? What's the date for February?
The
February
12th.
the 12th.
Then March, it will be the 19th.
Yes.
Yes.
ma'am.
And once again, Principal Blackwell, my apologies. Generally, finance likes the budgets approved by the second Friday in March, which I believe is like the 14th, maybe?
13th.
Okay,
Yeah,
yes.
that's the
Friday
13th.
So those first 2 weeks in March would be the time frame for that.
So
meeting.
can we do the 6th of March, team?
That's a
That's
Friday.
a Friday.
I'm sorry, the 5th.
Yeah, we can do the 5th.
And then April would be the
The
16th.
16th.
Yeah.
And then May would be the 21st.
My suggestion, Principal Blackwell, is you don't necessarily need a meeting in May unless your
Okay.
team feels it's extremely necessary. Yeah, and you
That's-
could always add it if you do need it.
Okay, so we'll leave it off, and that is the day before the last day of school. So that may be pushing it a bit much for the team.
Excuse me. How many meetings are we supposed to have? Is it 6?
8. We're
8?
supposed to have 8 total.
Okay.
6 inclusive of I'm sorry, is that correct, Ms. Jacoby? 8?
So You are supposed to have at least 6 business meetings. Most teams will schedule closer to 8. And it is actually our office's recommendation this year that you do schedule 4 for fall semester, because you will be examining your strategic plan and aligning it with the district's strategic plan. So this year, almost more so than other years, there's a lot of work to be done this fall. So the extra meeting will be fine. If you guys finish everything in November, say, and you're like, well, we don't know what we would discuss in December, it's always easier to cancel a meeting than to put one on the calendar. So to answer your question, Mr. Poole, you are required at least 6 business meetings. It is our office's recommendation to have 8. And if you get to a point that you finish up things on a faster time frame, you then have the ability to possibly cancel a meeting.
Okay. So we now need to determine which meetings will allocate time for public comment. As a reminder, we must allow for public comment at least 4 times during the school year.
I got a question on this public comment thing. Are we the public, or like we will probably be opening this up to other parents?
Opening it up to other parents, to the community, other stakeholders.
Okay. So if we're starting this, we are in August. So that gives us, this is our first meeting, second, third, fourth. Do y'all feel comfortable, I guess, to have public opening for our, I guess you can say, third meeting, which is in October?
I was going to suggest that as well.
Okay, Ms. Blackwell, stay out my brain.
I was going to say October. I was going to do every other month. December may or may not occur, so I was going to say October, January, and then I don't know, or October, November, February, March. I don't know. What do you all think?
I would say that since we do have the budget that comes out in January, it might be a good idea for us to have that meeting and then open up for comment in February, so that
Right.
they know we have a chance to discuss, and then we can open it for public comment. But I definitely like October for the first one.
So we need
So-
2 more.
I'm of a different opinion. I think that we should start public. I think we should start it in our September meeting.
I
Just
think
to
that's
get.
kind of too early, do you think? Because we're just now getting not trying to cut you out, but we're just now getting this, everybody is new here except for me and Mr. Poole. So
Well,
that's why I said October, just so we can kind of get a feel of what's going on. But you the vice person, so you might know more than me.
And the only reason why I say that is because with the recent releasing of the options for our long range facility plans, I think that it's important that we start to listen to the public. The public is like, we need to start hearing them early and making them feel included. So that's the only reason why I would say that is
So should we-
earlier than later.
So should we say September, October, and then February, March?
I like that.
I like that.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Okay. So now that we have determined our calendar, may I have a motion to approve the calendar?
Yeah. Well, I motion it.
Okay, may I
And
have
I
a
second that motion.
Awesome. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. All right. So
For
we will
clarity,
anticipate-
for clarity, please, Mr. Garrett, were you the one that seconded that?
Yeah. Oh,
Yes, I'm sorry.
All right, thank you.
So we will post these dates on our Go Team page on the school's website. However, please enter these dates into your personal calendar so that we do not forget.
So let's be clear, September, October, February, and March, right?
Yeah, so September the 18th will be public. October the 9th will be public. November the 20th will not. December 18th will not, because it may not even occur depending on how far we get with our business. January the 15th will not. February the 12th will be a public. March the 5th will be public, and April the 16th will not.
March the 5th. Okay. Cool beans.
A word on sorry to interrupt. A word on what Mr. Garrett was saying. We were both at the facilities meeting yesterday, and I think we should be prepared on September for the community members to really be engaged, is a way to put it, because a lot of that information is coming out. A lot of the community members are very passionate about this topic. There are a few more of these meetings that are open to the public. I could post some of those dates now, but I think it'd be important for us to really verse ourselves in that information, because the parents do take this very seriously.
Absolutely. So, and we're going to get to that further into the presentation. We are going to discuss that today as a team. Now we will determine our Go Team meeting norms. We'll begin by reviewing the initial Go Team meeting norms. Those were emailed to you all as well. Does anyone have any changes to these norms? The norms are on the screen. Does anyone have any comments or changes that they feel need to be made to the norms? Okay. If you need more time, say time. Okay. So now that no one is saying that they need more time, may I have a motion to adopt these norms for our Go Team?
Motion.
A second, please.
Second, Mr. Taberkia.
All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed say nay. Okay. Now we're ready to move on to the discussion items on our agenda. Next, we're going to discuss stakeholder engagement. As a charter system, the decisions the Go Team makes shapes our school's future, and the best decisions come from hearing the diverse voices within our school community. When we bring families, students, staff, and our community into the work, not just into the audience, we get stronger ideas, better outcomes, and a shared vision we can all stand behind. Today's challenge, we're going to look at 4 groups: families, students, staff, and the community. For each one, we'll answer 3 questions. Inform, what's a fun or unexpected way to keep them in the loop? Input, what's a meaningful way to get their ideas or feedback? Invite, how can we bring them into the work, not just the audience? Let's get creative, get specific, and push past the usual answers. Here's the challenge. We're going to look at 4 groups, and here they are. And again, we're going to talk about families. So what's a fun, unexpected way to keep our families in the loop or informed?
And my idea, to me, y'all are doing a great job with Class Dojo. I am a person where I do see certain things, like when y'all put in the chat as far as the things about the tablets and stuff coming home. To me, that was a great idea that y'all was able to print this information out and send it home. I'm not saying everybody is going to read the paperwork, but I feel like you'll get more output with paperwork being sent home by the kids versus we have to go strolling looking for the information, if that makes sense.
So you like our Tuesday communication folders?
Yes.
I will agree with that. I'll say that as a teacher and as a parent. I feel like things more often get read, and you can put them up on your fridge if it's something you want
Right.
to remember, if it's a paper that came home in the folder.
Correct.
Okay. What about for our students?
Excuse me, before we move forward, this is just an idea, just trying to think out the box. What about, a lot of people unfortunately don't like to read information. So what about video shorts?
We do have our new student news channel that's going to be happening. Maybe there's a way we could incorporate something with that where they send out like even a little video on Class Dojo where they're making the announcement. If a parent thinks that their kid might be one of the ones making an announcement, I feel like that's kind of a great idea. People might be far more inclined to tune in. Like, I want to see what my baby's saying on Class Dojo.
I completely agree. I love that idea.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Okay. So we're in the process of trying to get the equipment. Right now it's done verbally with the students holding the microphone, but the hope is with Miss McGee, she purchased, or we found a green screen, so she's going to eventually turn it into an actual news report where the kids are applying for anchor positions, and interviewing and actually, you know, going through the process of becoming anchors for that. So I need to talk to her about how long it will take for her to get the equipment. In the meantime, the only other form of doing so would be for us to record the kids at the microphone in the main office recording the news. But I'll definitely talk to her tomorrow about how we can make that happen and then get that YouTube channel or segment shared on Class Dojo.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Idea. Yeah.
Yes, I was just gonna add basically to what you're saying. Until we can get that confirmed with Miss McGee, I was thinking the same, that we could just do a video of them either standing in front of the Wildcat
Logo.
yes, in the school, and have it just sent out on Class Dojo, and maybe different students or different, or one from every grade level, so that that particular grade level can send it out to their parents.
Right.
And maybe that would, capture more parents, because the parents or the students are telling their parents, like, my class did a video from Class Dojo. You need to watch it. And so maybe that will get them in tune to what's happening with the Go team and what's happening in the community with our
That
school.
will actually help out a lot. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Mhm.
I definitely agree.
Yeah, good, perfect, wonderful idea. Visual.
Okay. And then when we're talking about to inform the staff and the community, are there any ideas?
Not being in the school, I guess. I guess you can say at different points in times, I guess a Go team member to be able to I guess get in the loop with the kids, or be able to push out, a little bit more information on whatever it is that we're standing on.
Okay. What
So
about the community?
I think one way to get with the community is tap into the MPUs. We're a part of MPUX, and there's two communities. We have, I think it may be, we have Perkerson, but not Perkerson, but Sylvan Hills, as well as Capitol View and Capitol View Manor. So all of those are separate organizations that's all under MPU. But I think that if we have like some sort of newsletter or something that we can do, and we can even nominate we can even ask the MPUs to have like an education person or something and give us some time to speak about on those monthly forums, because they have monthly, each one of them has monthly meetings. because the community definitely needs to know how great our schools are.
That's
Mr.
right.
Garrett, I would like to talk to you about getting on their agenda
Okay.
to do that. I think that's an awesome idea. Let's go to input. What's a meaningful way to gather ideas for families and to get their feedback?
To me, I do. Okay, so last year, who was it? Mr. Ford threw the Title I. I think he said spaghetti bowl or something, but he said something about a lot of parents didn't show up because I think it was for like the 3rd and 5th grade. Instead of like just having everybody running around from here to there, how about we build either a PTA meeting or a community meeting for something like that, include snacks, and have people actually come in the gymnasium, and when we ask questions, raise their hand and we can hear them face to face.
So we do have PTA, I believe, every 4th Tuesday. Am I saying that right, Mr. Garrett? Is it every 4th Tuesday? I have to look at my calendar.
I think it's 4th Thursday.
Fourth Thursday.
I think it's 4th Thursday too.
Yes. And we had our first PTA meeting last week, I believe, and we had a pretty decent turnout. We would have loved to have more families there, but however, we did have a great turnout. So I guess the question would be, is there a different way we need to inform parents that meeting is happening? Because I put it in the newsletter, we put it on Class Dojo. Would there be a different way that we could inform parents about the meetings? So the meetings, they could come, they're standing meetings, they happen every month at the same time. How do we get more parental participation to come so that they can get this meaningful information as well as provide their ideas and feedback or feedback?
Well, we have the PTO has we have like some plans for this. One of the things that we wanted to do was kind of offer incentives to make it is like offer some sort of prize for the class that has the most parent participation, because that's going to be the greatest motivation, is your child coming back saying, hey, mom and dad, I need somebody to come represent at the PTA so I could get ice cream or whatever it is. We noticed last year that really helped. One of the other things that we're doing as PTO is every single and I know we're surveyed to death, but surveys are one of the best ways to collect information, thoughts from the community. So every single meeting we're going to be posting, asking people for their thoughts, opinions. Are we doing good? Is there something that you want to change? So we're I think creating as many surveys and opportunities for people to have suggestions, maybe a suggestion box. I know once you have a suggestion box, that's work for somebody. They got to open it up and read them. But I think that sometimes the anonymous thing may help people.
Love it.
And as well, what I was thinking, that he actually made a great point, which is, I guess, what I was leading into, as well as he said surveys, as well as gift cards. I mean, if we can afford gift cards, I'm not saying for the school, I can kind of say if like we can get us a little pot as the Go Team, if it's affordable, to say, hey, who can afford to do a gift card giveaway this week? I'm just looking at all the possibilities, because yes, bringing the kids involved and saying, hey mom, I can get a pizza party if you guys come in, not guaranteed, but at least whoever come, maybe never came, we can at least give that gift card away to new parents, and then we can incorporate the PTO saying, hey guys, if you're not yet a PTO member, let's try to see if we can get you guys in, because now you guys are incorporating virtual.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I'd like to piggyback off that because I love bringing up the fact that we can collaborate with the PTO. I know we have movie nights coming up, we have the toy drive, and that's just a great avenue because we know the parents are going to be there, and that's another place we can just say, hey, while you're here, here's a quick QR code. If you could fill this out, just so we could get more information. I think anytime the parents are present, it's a great time to collect information.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. And I think, even just at the, PTO meetings, asking, the PTO chairs if it's okay if we just remind the parents that are there that we do have certain go team meetings that are open for public comment and that we want their comment. Please show up. And then, like, I think it was Mr. Garrett and Ms. Muhammad were both saying the thing about the surveys. Surveys are important, and that little bit of anonymity. People are far more likely to be honest when they don't think it's going to be traced back to them. And people are like, "Well, I don't like that person because they said this."
Right.
I think that was a real good point.
And another good, another opportunity, since the kids are creating that kind of newscasting thing, it'll be really great if we can get kids interviewing parents on the exit or entrance interviews of PTO meetings. Like,
Oh, that is amazing. Keep going. I'm ready.
yeah, we can just have, and we don't have to have a lot of equipment, with somebody just a little camera phone just recording,
You know what? I got a little mic that go to my phone. If y'all want to start doing that. See, I'm a content creator, so that's why I'm saying what I'm saying.
I think that would be so cool. Like, just, have a kid that's standing at the door on the way out of the PTO meeting and just say, I'm, such and such student. I would like to know, what were your thoughts on tonight's PTO meeting?
Exactly. And then there can be incentive for the kids to do that. It could be a group of them. It could, however you guys choose them academically, or how all of those things, because we're having one every month. So,
and I will say too, like, as far as incentives go, food.
Go ahead, Ms. Drew.
Oh no, I would say if we've moved too far off topic, I'm all about bringing it back in. But I was just saying, as far as incentives.
All right. So I hear for families, I heard us touch on families, students, staff, and communities with the feedback that you all gave for the input piece. So we can move on to inviting. How can we bring them into the work, not just as an audience member, for families, students, staff, and community?
Ms. Blackwell, I wanted to add, and this may be a part of actually getting them in and getting their feedback. In terms of the community, maybe if we get back to a little bit of old school where we used to have the PTO or PTA signs in the yards, even on campus, we have the sign that says the date that the PTA meeting is occurring. Parents can see that. And I know that we have quite a bit of kids who are carpool to school. So even in that line, if we could get a flyer or something we could hand to the parents, those parents that we do get to see, or they may be able to see the signs as well, or we can some kind of way, since those parents are on campus, that we could say something to them or have a visual that they'll see every day as they're entering and exiting the parking lot. So
and that could be the marquee as well. I'm sorry to cut you off, Ms. Walker. That our marquee, we can make sure we put it on the marquee as well.
Okay. And then I was thinking, I know that when we have the dentist coming, the kids typically have a sticker on them that says the dentist will be here tomorrow. If we could somewhere in our budget just afford some stickers to let parents, students, parents, families know that the PTA is tomorrow, that might be another way of reminding the parents that we're having that. So that was just something else that I thought of as you all were giving all those great ideas.
Yeah, I actually like the stickers the day of too, to remind them, hey, PTO tonight. So yeah, I like that a lot, Ms. Walker.
I was even thinking about, shoot, I don't care if I have to walk up there and pick up my own kids. And with them sitting in the parking lot for give or take 30 minutes to an hour, that also give us time. Like, I'm gonna say myself, I'm not sure about Mr. Garrett, but I'm gonna say myself, if it is a point that I can get up there by 1:30, and as the parents start rolling in through the parking lot, let them know, hey, I'm Ariana, I'm the mother of the twins at the school. I just want to get a little feedback from you. Have you attended PTA or PTO meetings? Well, if not, here's a sticker. Hopefully this brings you in tonight for our PTO meeting, or maybe you can come to the next. I mean, I don't know, but because they just be sitting there for so long, that do give a good idea to kind of just get a little feedback while they sitting there.
That would be helpful because it's coming from a parent, so from parent to parent. So
Right.
that would be great.
Absolutely.
I really love this. Sorry to cut you off. I love this idea of doing things in dismissal because we get so much traffic. I don't know if it'll mess with the flow, but if there's just some way where we can maybe post a sign somewhere with a QR code where they can take a picture and just say, hey, I'm already sitting here. Let me give some feedback about the PTO. Let me give some feedback there, just because they're there for so long, like you guys are saying. Again, I don't know how effective it might be because there is like a lot of traffic. We might have to get a little creative, but I just think the more traffic we can get, excuse the pun, the better.
And I think, like, to tie that idea into Miss Muhammad's idea, even if she had, like, little, like, flyers she could hand out with the QR code and just be like, hey, can't make the PTO meeting? Here you go.
Or the little stickers
scan that QR code.
And as silly as it sounds, I mean, the PTO is great and normally provides food at the meeting. So, I mean, we can very much say, hey, come to the meeting, sit for a little bit, and there's food, there's drinks. So, just something to tie.
We are a food motivated community.
Well, not only that, we're hoping to have a lot of the PTA meetings on the nights that we have student performances or just something going on. Like last PTA was annual Title I meeting. So just something where the kids are performing, or you're right, food. It definitely brings students' performance, and food definitely brings the families and the community out to support the school. So we have taken that into consideration as well. And then as far as inviting, how do we bring our community, our families, our students, our staff, and our community in to do the work and not just be audience members? Because you'll notice that in a lot of situations, we have the same parents doing the same things, the same faces. So how do we share the love and make the audience broader?
I think one thing we need to do, I think one thing that could help is beginning to educate the parents on what the Go Team is. I mean, they may have heard the term before, they may not have, but like, what is the purpose of it, and just some kind of way of educating, and not just the parents, I think for some of the teachers as well, just educating the audience. I'll say that.
I agree with that.
I agree as well.
If we can, just like we do the teacher appreciation stuff, how about we have like a parent appreciation, like wintertime, we just gonna say wintertime we give out coffee in the morning to the parents or whatever. Is that a good idea or something in that nature? Shoot, the summertime be water with the QR code.
Right. We're gonna also have monthly principal coffees.
Okay.
So during that time, we can definitely try to solicit parents to not just be audience members, but to actually jump in and help with the work.
When you say work, what are you referring to? What type of work is it?
So when I think of work, that's just anything pertaining to supporting our school CSIP and the initiatives and strategic priorities that we have as a school. I'll be sharing the CSIP so you all will know what our goals are, as well as our action steps to help us achieve those goals. So it's the work of supporting the mission, the vision, and the strategic priorities of the school, and whatever other form that may, in whatever form that may look, if that makes sense.
Ma'am, yeah, what I was thinking about is a lot of times the best way to get volunteer support is to, clearly define what it is you need the people to do, and just break it down in those small segments for them. A lot of people will help out that way, but
Love that.
people don't like to just volunteer, and not have an idea exactly what you want.
I would agree with that. It,
Yeah.
I feel like if it's like, hey, we need volunteers, it's a lot more scary when it's just like, wait, what am I signing up for?
Yeah.
It's more of a thing of like, hey, we very specifically need people to come to this movie night and hand out this thing. You'll be here from this time to this time, like super specific. It's like, so like when you're going to be there, exactly what you're doing, and when you're leaving, like the details.
And we can, if you guys, whoever was at the school, I guess you can say, before graduation when they had the teacher appreciation week, you can kind of sort of piggyback off of that where we had the first day. I think we had teacher parents or something, like just kind of thinking of that to push more towards like the Go Team, I guess you can say.
Okay. So that was some awesome discussion. We're going to move on with our agenda. Something that I needed to bring to your attention is that leveling has occurred. Leveling is when they look at your student enrollment, the projected student enrollment, and what the actual 15-day enrollment is to determine if you have met the requirements for leveling. If you look at the screen, you can see that Perkerson, we did exceed our leveling projection. They projected Perkerson for 300 students. Right now, at the day 15 enrollment count, we were at 305, meaning we are at leveling difference of +5. That means that we will get additional funding. We were initially slated for our school reserve funds to be $79,342. We now, because we are 5 students over, that number has risen to $109,152. So I have a meeting with the district's budget consultant who's going to sit down with me. And once I have that meeting, I'll be able to report to you what my thoughts are or suggestions for utilizing the funds so that the Go Team can approve how we have projected to utilize that funding. So I did want to let you all know where we are, although I don't have a plan yet for how we're going to spend that money. I will have one for you coming up very shortly for your approval. Are there any questions or comments about leveling?
That's amazing that we got those extra kids. So,
right.
Congratulations.
I'm just right now looking through the budget to make sure that the previous principal had not allotted the funds for one thing, and we decide that we want to use it for something else as a Go Team. And so that's why I want to make sure exactly that we know exactly how much money we have. And therefore, I will be able to sit down with the leadership team and come back to you guys with a proposal as to how we feel the funds will support our strategic priorities and our CSIP. Okay. And so now we'll go to informational items. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the APS personal electronic device policy. The next 2 slides will cover this information. This is the district's policy. Starting the 2025-26 school year, students will be asked to keep their phones up and away during the school day. The policy is a long-standing board policy designed to support a focused, respectful, and distraction-free learning environment for our scholars. Next school year, 26-27, in line with new state law HB 340, this will expand to include other personal devices such as smartwatches, tablets, and headphones. And that just has the policies here at the bottom. I will share this PowerPoint to the school's webpage under the Go Team tab. So if you want to explore the policy and a regulation a little bit in further depth, then you can do so once it's posted. What does that mean for the students here at Perkerson? We will be following the district's policy in reference to disciplinary action for students who are caught with their personal devices out during the school day. The disciplinary actions for students whose parent, legal guardians have completed the parental consent and acknowledgement form are as follows, and we're in the process now of gathering a list of those scholars. First violation will be a verbal warning. The second violation, the device will be confiscated and the telephone or device will be returned only to the parent or legal guardian who must schedule a conference at the school to retrieve the device. A third violation, the device will be confiscated and will result in the student's loss of the privilege of possessing a mobile telephone or PED on school property for an entire semester. A written notice will be mailed to the parent and the telephone or device will be returned only to the parent or guardian who must schedule a conference at the school to retrieve the item. And then fourth or more violation, the phone will be confiscated and the student will lose the privilege of possessing a cellular phone on school property for 1 school year. Written notice will be mailed to the parent and the telephone or device will be returned only to the parent guardian who must schedule a conference at the school to retrieve the item. We're not saying that the student cannot have a cell phone because we do know that some of the kids are latchkey kids and they go home by themselves, therefore may need to call parents when they get into the home. However, it is during the school day that the student may not possess the device on their possession during the school day. Are there any questions about the new APS board policy in reference to cellular phones or any questions about that?
Sorry, are we waiting for those forms to come back to really enforce this? Or is this something that we can go ahead and take part in now?
So, first of all of the parents are expected to sign that parental consent and acknowledgement form just to say that they have received the student handbook and have had an opportunity to review it. So we are going to make sure that we do have a parental consent and acknowledgement form from every parent. And we will look at it at a case-by-case basis. If we do not have the form, we'll get guidance from the district as to what the next steps are, but we're definitely going to be following whatever the policy they have put in writing. But in that case, it'll be a case-by-case basis. On a case-by-case basis, right now, we're just making sure that we do have the parental consent and acknowledgement form. We have not had instances of students with cell phones. We've had maybe one this year that's been brought to our attention. Normally, if a teacher sees a student with a cell phone, they'll just have them to put it up. And students do comply when they give them that directive the first time. It's when a student is being defiant and disrespectful about the usage, or when the teacher asks them to put the phone up, that it becomes an issue. I try to remember that this is elementary school and we're restorative and we're teaching correct behavior. Therefore, if I see a student with a cell phone and I ask them to put it away and they put it away, that's fine. It's when it becomes combative that it becomes a violation.
I have a request for a little clarification. When we say put it away, does that mean like in a backpack or is a
Yes,
pocket
it should be
sufficient?
in their backpack, not in their pocket.
Okay.
If the student does not have a backpack, then the teacher can turn it into the front office and the student can get it on their way at dismissal.
Okay.
Or we will provide a backpack for that scholar. Are there any further questions about the policy and how it pertains to Perkerson Elementary School? Okay, and now we move to what we've been discussing, the comprehensive long-range facilities plan. We do have additional meeting dates. There was a meeting on August the 25th. There's one coming up October the 20th and November the 10th. I do have the options here, and then I'm going to let Mr. Garrett and Mr. Tuberculo take over once I just go over the options for the parents or the team members who are unaware of what is being proposed as the scenarios, not options, but scenarios is what they're called. The first scenario for the Carver cluster would be to repurpose Perkinson Elementary School, in which the building would be repurposed for another use, and we would go to, I believe, Finch Elementary School along with Gideon's and Slater. And then option 2 or scenario 2 would be the repurposing of Finch Elementary School. And so at this time, where they would come to, I'm assuming Perkinson, I'm going to turn it over to our 2 Go Team members who's actually been involved in this process, and I'll stop talking at this time.
So I'm on the long range facilities planning team, and they just released this. So it's a lot of, I will say that they have not made any decisions yet. There's a lot of talking. One of the interesting things that the man, one of the consultants said yesterday is that based upon the fact that we have a lot of neighboring schools, that this may not even happen, which was weird when he said that. But so the main thing is, of these 2 options, they have not drawn boundaries. But I'm sorry, let me rewind. What they're saying is, at a state level, funding for all of our schools is based upon seats. And what we have going on in Georgia, not just our cluster, but the APS school system as a whole, is that each school, we have more seats than we have students. And their solution to filling that and making sure that each school can get funded, because you can't get funded if you don't have the right amount of students, which is why it was so important that Perkinson met their target and exceeded it. That means that we're growing, and they're using the justification of removing funds from schools based upon those things. So the whole long range facilities plan is under the guise, and I say the guise because it's under the we're going to assume that they're going to do things the right way, and we're going to make sure that we lobby and make sure that they deliver on their promises. But the purpose of rearranging these facilities is to ensure that each facility gets that each body of students gets the programming that they need. So that's the whole purpose of it. If that makes sense. I hope.
So my question would be, say, okay, we just gonna say the scenario get approved. Let's just say Perkinson gotta go to Fitch. How is that finna work with the buses? Because they already can't get crap right with going up the street, so let alone going across the tracks of Lee Street.
Yep. And I was going to point out, I think it's the next slide in this, the scenarios they laid out. They show the map where what would happen. And if you look at that map, we are all the way down here. You got Gideon and Slater that are up north, and Finch is up on the north side. We are on the south. So everybody down there at the south is going to have to be going across the tracks, like she said, to leave. Ms. Muhammad made a great point. That was one of the biggest things that stood out to me. On top of the fact that we made our growth this year by a little bit, but we made it. We got there. And
only reason I'm just saying that is because, like I said, first of all, with where we stay at, I got to go to the end of our street to already catch a bus that comes down my whole street as it is when she decides when she want to come down through here. So I'm more so towards the Astro end, then the Birch and Evans end. And she's late every day, picking them up, dropping them off. I think I even seen a motion where she ended up on Metropolitan into LeCure parking lot. Don't know why, but that will be a lot because how I look at it, you still have kids that is as well on the Metropolitan end that goes to Perkinson,
So
and people that don't have cars, how we finna get them across the track and back safely?
all of those things are what's the lower level details that they have not answered now, but they are supposedly considering. So that's why the map doesn't show like the boundary lines, but I completely agree. Like all of these are different things that have to go into consideration. And that's why I said, they made it clear to us that nothing there's no decisions that have been made. Guys, I'm in transit, so I'm about to take my boys to football practice. So excuse me. No, you can't bring your scooter. But none of these things have been guaranteed. But this is the reason why we have to show up to these meetings and make the voices heard. Now, one of the things that they are definitely considering is transportation. Now, again, what they are saying is that if they can combine all of the students in one school, then they can isolate resources, and then transportation, the stresses of buses that we have now with two schools should be eased with one school, that or should be eased with these mergers. Supposedly, that's what they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I think
So I
Ms.
think it's
Jacoby's had a
something really
question.
important to note is
Something like this
just that
potentially happen.
So when is this potentially going to happen? So from my understanding, it's not going to be anytime soon. It will take at least 2 years to even start the planning process for what that could look like. Over the summer, the task force has been hard at work in reviewing the data and exploring the options and engaging in conversations. And they've done a great job of keeping us updated. There was a report presented to the board at the August 11th meeting, and the options became public the week of the 18th. And there are several upcoming meetings where you can learn more and share your thoughts. The next public meeting are scheduled. It was one on the 25th, which I believe was yesterday, October the 20th, and November the 10th. And in each date, there will be a virtual meeting at noon and an in-person meeting at the central office at 6 p.m. So I'm strongly encouraging you all to attend these meetings. This is a critical time for public input, and your voice is essential.
Do you want me to put the dates in the chat, Ms. Blackwell? I'm sorry to cut you off.
Yes, October the 20th and November the 10th are the next upcoming meetings.
And I just would second Ms. Blackwell. Like your input is needed. Carver is an under represented community at these meetings, and they need our voice. Like, we definitely need to show up and show out about, just to, have your voice be heard.
If I may, Principal Blackwell, just a little bit
Yes.
of context.
Yes.
So a couple of things, and I know I have to be honest. I've been in the in my career. I have worked on education, the state level education budget, as an advocate and policy analyst, and I will be extreme. I don't know what this enrollment-based state funding they're talking about is. However, the other thing to remember is Atlanta Public Schools is a charter system, that the funding that we receive from the state, we have a waiver to spend and distribute like how we want. So that's something to keep in mind as we're having these conversations. But please, I believe that that somebody popped all the dates this week in the chat. So please be engaged in that, because they are looking for that feedback back. Make sure that you save that. Make sure that you share the survey form for people who can't make any of these meetings. And I know that they are constantly updating that website. In fact, I think there might be some of the recordings from yesterday up there already. So be sure to watch it and see what goes out there. So thank you so much.
And again, thank you so much, Ms. Jacoby. And again, I want to just emphasize that you attend the public meetings to hear the plans, and please voice your questions and advocate for Perkinson and the Carver cluster. You know, Perkinson and Finch, our CCRPI definitely is a lot higher than Gideon's and Slater. And so, hopefully, as we continue to grow in academic excellence, those parents will see that there are better opportunities and just better schools that are traditional schools that they can send their children to. So what we're just trying to do is stay focused on the main thing, which is student achievement and making sure our scholars are college and career ready. And we're going to let the data speak for itself.
Exactly.
But we also need your voices. Your voices are vital. I know you all know that the squeakiest wheel always gets the oil. That is a saying that my grandmother used to say often, and it's true. So we definitely need your voices and for you to be advocating for the Perkinson family as well as the Carver cluster.
Yes, so let's get the word out that Perkinson is a great school.
And that's one of the biggest things that that we're fighting is perception. There was a dad. There are so many people that's moving into our communities, and they love the new things that's happening, but they don't send their children to these community schools. And when they don't, then it robs our kids of opportunities, because it says that we don't value our schools in our neighborhoods. So there was a parent that has a rising pre-K person, right? And a rising pre-K child. And they were saying that Perkinson doesn't have, like, it's not the best schools and this, that, and the third. And one of their things, after they finished talking, I said, what programming are you looking for in a school? And they were saying, well, Benton has dual language. This was the first thing that they said to me. They said that they had toured Perkinson. Now, we chose Perkinson over Slater. Mahadi first went to Slater in kindergarten and pre-K, and then we chose Perkinson because of the dual language immersion. And this parent said that he didn't even know about it, which is like, it's crazy to me that they were not aware. They talk about these studies and of kids who can read and things of that nature. And I have heard personally, not only experience from my family, but from people who have sent their kids up from PK, kindergarten. Those teachers are sending those kids out reading at Perkinson.
Exactly.
Like, it's they did, and Miss Muhammad can attest, because her children, like
They have
our
been up
children have
under
been
each other since day number one.
since
We are
day
very
one.
well known with each other.
And we as parents, to Mr. Taberkia, like you are definitely an OG. Like we've been seeing you since COVID times, and hearing and seeing you interact with our kids. It's tremendous amount of respect and applause that I want to give you guys for what you've done, especially during these times. Everybody needs to know about the great work that's happening at Perkerson. Like when you look at the I've brung up a slide, and this is things that we've been talking about at PTO. I'll just and I don't mean to go too far off, but we've been looking at the data, and we want to have nights where we talk about the data to parents, just so that we're educated not only on just what's happening, but the processes. All of the people in our communities are not, first of all, they don't have confidence in the bureaucratic processes that happen in our communities, because those systems don't get them what they promise, right? So they're not going to participate at the same rate as others. But we have to start to educate them and make them motivated into participating, and showing up, so we have thought about plans as a PTO to get these words out, and to also to highlight the great things at Perkerson. When you look at Perkerson compared to Finch is on a major street. That street from a neighborhood perspective cannot withstand the traffic that merging two schools would be.
Exactly.
None of us wants to be on Lee Street. Perkerson is on brand with Gideon and Slater as having nestled schools in our neighborhoods. This is something that we need to take to the MPU for people who are it's a real estate kind of issue. Perkerson also has the most land around it to withstand bigger expansion. Like Perkerson has outdoor teaching spaces. Like none of the other schools have these sorts of things, and the parents don't know when they come in there. We have to be able to highlight and just improve on the great things that's already happening at Perkerson.
We're also, Mr. Garrett, going to try to start doing our parent tours in October, November, where we invite the community in to tour the building and have some conversations. So that is also on the horizon, that we will have parent tours,
And
not
that's to
just for our parents, but for parents in the community as well,
right.
to come
That's what I was
in
about to
and
say.
see what we are doing. When I was a teacher at Mary Lynn, they had them often. I know Garden Hills, they have parent tours, and this when the parents whose children don't even get a chance to, who don't attend the school, also become invested in the school and the community, that makes a difference as well. We have had some parents who have 2 and 3 year olds whose children don't attend the school, who have already started support into the school, whether it be donating coffee makers and ice makers to the teachers' lounges, or just coming to participate. I met a parent at PTO meeting whose child does not attend the school, but she met Miss Garrett, I believe, or another parent at the media center, at the library, the public library, and was invited to come to the school for PTO. So, even if you meet parents in the community whose children don't attend Perkerson, but would like to just know more about Perkerson, I charge you to invite them to our PTO meetings, to movie night, to the principal's coffee, to the parent tour, so that they can get to know Perkerson and see the wonderful things that we are doing here at the school.
Ms. Blackwell, may I speak for a moment?
Yes, please, Mr. Harris.
I think that and I'm hearing all of this, taking it in, and Perkerson is a wonderful, perfect, and absolute brilliant school for its layout. I am an alumni of Atlanta Public Schools, Slater Elementary, Charles Lincoln Hopper High, and of course, I am a retiree of APS. And I retired in the position of the Visual and Performing Arts for Barack and Michelle Obama Academy. I do know how programming is important to a school. I know what we've done here in the after school arts program as well. We are the only after school program with a full arts program. And we were rewarded this summer by being the vendor for the arts program here at Perkerson for Power Up, the only elementary school that was on the list and the only arts program. So there are many wonderful things happening here, but we need to talk about it more. We don't need to be as one-sided as we are in what we're doing here academically and otherwise. We are creating the whole child here, and that is important. So those choices leaving the public school system for a scholar will be well-rounded. There are things that is on the calendar for the arts program to bring here to Perkerson. Community activities with the studios and other programming that happens in the city. We have certainly Tyler Perry right next door. We have Southwest Theater right around the corner. They have performers, so we will have an artist night where that performer is coming in and being on stage at Perkerson to discuss what it is to be a performer and give out tickets, and we're in conversation with Kennesaw. They have a performance that's coming up. But these things are important, and I know that I am the spokesman for it, and I'm willing to do anything to maintain this program that we have built over 4 years in the school. And that is the whole idea here. And I think that with other people, programming is essential. As a parent, I would come to say, what programs are offered at your school? Just like it was mentioned dual language, it was mentioned this, and I mean, we need to think along the lines of departmentalizing and creating that and getting people involved in a way that we are the one, and certainly exactly that. I don't think it's anyone that's in the district unaware of the after school program at Perkerson, because I'm always on the bullhorn talking about that. Because you have to have a signature piece in your school, whether it is going to be dual language, whether it's going to be BI, whether it's going to be STEM, any of that. Parents are interested in that as a whole child direction. And we are doing that. And that's what we need to let people know, the beauty of the school. It is one of the few schools that's left that everything is on the same level. So we don't have any handicap problems. And as it was mentioned earlier in our conversation today about the patio learning, creating gardens outside in those patios. It is right. so many, but we are so silent and not working, in my opinion, in the whole circle as a team to put this word out, what we're doing. Again, I think very few of you know that we are the only after school program with a full arts program every day, 5 days a week in the district.
That's right.
The district is aware of that, and certainly they applaud that is going on here at Perkerson, because you know what? This is where we start to get to Hollywood, if that's your choice. And I'm one of them that spent 30 years in LA and did a lot of work there. But I do know that, hey, if I had been more prepared, you would be looking at my billboard today.
That's right.
And this is the passion I have for the early learner all the way, but also their choices. I have, when I did my academic undergraduate and graduate work, it was always with the elective having and maintaining my teaching certificate, because that's the insurance policy, okay? So education as a whole is important to the kids. Kids are sponges. We work in partnership with their parents. We are the only facility in a school that see parents every day. They have to sign their kids out. So our relationship with PTO and Go Team and the school as a whole has been essential to the success of the program. We need to talk more and get out there. We are able to groom that newscaster. That is a drama piece. Send that student to us that have been chosen to work with our drama teachers. There is 2 of them here every day, every week. And there is, and projection and tone and everything is important. There are supporters out there that if we need something, we can get it.
Amen.
We just need to be specific as to the direction we want this to go in. But we cannot lose this school and all the good work that has been put into it.
Thank you,
We have a
And you
great
guys have put in a
Thank you.
great deal of work since my twins came.
Yeah.
They came into 2020, 2021. I can't even remember. They done been 8 now, but it grows each year. This year, when I came to open house, I was not expecting the outcome that we had. First of all, the food trucks was number one because I'm looking like, am I at the right school at this point? So the factor that we are incorporating different things to continue helping our students grow needs to get out into our community, because just like Mr. Garrett said, you took your child across somewhere else because you felt like we didn't have dual language. My children been learning Spanish in kindergarten. So where do we not have the dual language? Yes, homework might not be the main priority of the after school program, but one thing Mr. Harris made sure them kids do, they get to where you got them signed up for. They learn while they're in the process. They are learning dance. They're learning how to have open communication with others. They're learning how to read better. The main things I was concerned about, reading and math, you guys are on top of. So then I started thinking, well, what about science? But before I could even say it, y'all added a STEM program. So just think of us being on this Go team and where we can push this school. I'm not sending my kids across no track when I got a beautiful school in my neighborhood. Beautiful school. And even with you, Miss Blackwell, just coming in, you're making it better.
Thank you. Thank
So
you.
sorry, I had to kind of give my spiel on that.
Is it any way to bring together all of this positive information so that when you have the PTO meetings on your website, on whatever outlet that you're putting in front of the parents, we can start off with the excellence and the things that Perkerson is achieving, the things that are going well, talk about things that need to be improved, and then end with the things that are going well, celebrating our victories,
right,
so that you can change the perception of the school if there's a negative perception in the community.
Yes, we can definitely create like a brochure or a flyer that we can put on the website and hand out every time we, when we go to the NPU meetings, when we have our monthly coffees, any event that we have, when we open up the school for parent tours, we can definitely have some literature that we can hand out to families, kind of giving them a more conceptual understanding of what the different programmings we do have here at Perkerson. So I definitely just wrote that down, that we need to come up with a branding, some branding literature.
And as well, as far as like during the summers before the kids start getting into schools, just say we have people that may know about our school but don't know what we offer. If it's possible, send out those brochures in these different mailboxes, either outward in or inward out. One way or another, somebody is going to learn about Perkerson, and being the fact that we are the brand for you guys, they're going to know that, okay, this is not such a bad school. In the summer, to me, we're bringing kids in from somewhere else. My kids didn't go to pre-K over here. I sent my kids to College Park. But if I would have known that this school served us as pre-K students, they would have been going with y'all since we moved over here. Mind you guys, I'm from Campbellton Road. So I didn't grow up in the Sylvan Hills area, but because I knew about Sylvan Hills and Perkerson is what made me push my children to go to that school.
And then I want to just touch on something real quick Mr. Poole said, not only mentioning the things that are going well, but also being transparent. Like, God forbid we get to a situation where the parents are uninformed about the serious situation right now. And they're like, well, why didn't we know sooner? All of this is public information now. The meetings are public. Obviously, we still want to let them know that we're still inspired to still do great things. but we want to still let them know that it's time to really dig in and get serious about things. I don't want anyone to say, why weren't we made aware sooner of how, of how serious this is.
Correct. So I think everyone, I know that everyone gave some really great valid points. And we have a lot of work to do in order to make sure that scenario one is off of the table for for this facility planning. And I just want to thank everyone for just your time and energy today. Just some really great energy in trying to plan with this organizational meeting. And just thank you so much for the time that you put in it and just your attentiveness during this process. At this time, does anyone have any announcements that need to be made? Okay. So if there are no announcements, I do have an in-person. Before we move on, I want to highlight an important upcoming event, the G3 Summit on Saturday, September the 27th. That's this Saturday. We need as many Go Team members as possible to attend. This is a critical opportunity to come together in person and shape the future of our schools. Strategic planning for the 2025-2030 is underway, and your voices, ideas, and leadership are essential. You'll be learning about your school's new strategic plan, best practices for stakeholder engagement, and how this work connects to APS Forward 2040, plus much more. Please save the date and plan to attend. Come ready to collaborate, contribute, and create the future together. And more information should be coming soon. Additionally, the Go Team office would like to remind all Go Team members that they are required to complete orientation within 1 year of joining the team and must be renewed in every 4 years. Failure to complete the orientation training will result in removal from the Go Team. So if you have any questions, please contact me, or you can also contact the Go Team office if you need to know what your status is, because I want to retain everyone on this team. So if you have not done your due diligence with completing all of the required trainings, online trainings, please do so. Ms. Jacoby, do you want to mention anything about the face-to-face training?
We're going to schedule some more live options, but everybody has to complete the online portion before they can attend the live portion. So for all of the new members, welcome. I will be, as soon as I get everybody's email addresses, I will be creating, for those of you outside of the district, I'll be creating an account on our learning management system. For those within the district, you will be signed up for the online portion of the new member orientation. Once you complete that, then as we schedule live sessions, we will send out to everybody who's eligible to take it. Just to let you know, there are 67 other Go Teams also filling vacancies, filling open seats, and those meetings have to be completed by September 5th. So we're probably going to be waiting until all the teams finish their meetings, just so we can capture as many new people as possible in the training. So just if you ever have any questions, please reach out to our office. We are here to help. GoTeam@apsk12.org. You'll get a welcome email in the coming days, because I put you into our database and it gets uploaded to MailChimp, and newsletters get sent out. So thank you all so much.
And I've been receiving my email, but I think I'm having an issue, Ms. Jacoby, getting into the system. Do I need to get with you as far as like my username and stuff, or how does that work?
Yes, ma'am. If you could just send us a quick email at goteam@apsk12.org, and I will be happy to send back. Right now, it's best if you send an email. It is the easiest way for us to keep track of our to-do.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for a wonderful first organizational meeting session, and we're looking forward to a great year of doing the work. And I hope you all enjoy the rest of your evening. If that's all we have, we can adjourn the meeting.
Thank you
Thank
all.
you.
I look forward to working with you this year.
Everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Principal Blackwell, you can stop streaming to YouTube.
I am trying to see how to do that. Um,
I bet you it's under the more. Buttons on the toolbar.